inseparable. The third spring after leaving society, I finally broke away from my parents. The start of a long-awaited life alone. I've always dreamed of living alone, but because of his father, it can be said that there is a strong opposition to the abnormal level, so it has never been possible. One day I happened to see, near my house, a case of a real estate company, and fall in love with that room at first sight, after many negotiations with my father. And finally, because it was so close to home, and with my father's permission, and he achieved his dream of living alone, I like it. It's a side room on the third floor of a 4-story apartment. And that apartment, it's only about 300 meters away from my house, and the landlord's family lives on the 4th floor of the apartment. This seemed to be the key to persuading my father. It was around that time, actually, because of dating. My boyfriend of about 3 years broke up. I want to change my mood. I made up my mind to move out, to save on moving expenses. I only have bigger luggage. Ask a mover to help deliver. Ask a friend to help me move what I can. Try to solve it yourself, if you can solve it yourself. My friends who came to help me move all went home. I was alone, sorting out what's in the cardboard box that hasn't been sorted out yet. At this time, I noticed that among the cardboard boxes in the corner of the room, there is a doll placed inside. I hate it when I leave it at home. That's a ceramic doll made in France. The face, hands, and feet are made of ceramic, in a very nice white dress. In fact, this was on my previous birthday, gift from because the price is quite high. At that time, I even rubbed a little bit. Please him. He just bought it for me when I was still dating my ex-boyfriend. He was very important to me. Put it up for decoration, but after the breakup, I always feel that looking at that doll is not very pleasing to the eye. Just left him casually in the corner of the room. Because it's an expensive doll, I was thinking I might as well sell it online. But what if I put the doll up for auction online? Found out by my ex-boyfriend, maybe wanted to say, how can there be such an outrageous woman? When I think of this, I feel reluctant. So I gave up. So this time, I decided, just take advantage of the move and leave the doll at home. Wait until the right time. Then ask my mother to help me get rid of it. But I don't know which friend helped me move. I packed it in a box and brought it with me. That doll looks very lonely. Half a head peeked out of the box. One weekend after a while. Moving finally requires a paragraph, and I'm about to put it last. The doll in the box. Become more and more concerned. Change mood. Break off, break off. I convinced myself and put the doll in a plastic bag, thrown in the apartment junkyard. Then we set off for the appointment with our friends. Now, spent a happy day with friends. Returned home at around 9 p.m. Then I saw the doorknob at the door of my house. It had a handheld paper bag hanging from it. Did Mom put it there? I removed the umbilical cord and looked at the contents. Inside, the doll that should have been thrown away by me. A piece of paper that says this is not burnable trash. Then I suddenly thought of the people in the real estate company once told me, the landlord who manages this apartment. Garbage sorting is particularly strict. Please, I must pay more attention to this matter. I didn't expect it to be so strict, but it's true. This law, the head, hands and feet of the Chinese ceramic doll are ceramic. The body is made of wood and metal. The clothes he wears are made of fabric. Overall, it's not burnable trash. Maybe, but how did the landlord know about this doll? I threw it away, although I feel a little pimple in my heart. But all in all, I still took the doll home that day, because you don't have to go to work the next day. After I cleaned the house and did the laundry, I started thinking about what to do with this doll. If you throw it separately, there should be no problem. But you want me to disassemble this doll and sort it again? It's a bit impossible to think about it. Then what? I used to love this doll very much, and there's nothing wrong with the doll. I don't know if there is any who can help me accept this doll, but everyone knows the origin of this doll. And I finally came to the conclusion that, sure enough, I still brought him back to my hometown and asked my mother to help me get rid of him. After the decision, I immediately put the doll in the backpack. Before meeting with friends, go around to your hometown first, but give the doll directly to the mother. I seem a little embarrassed, so I decided at the beginning, quietly put him back in his room first. With that in mind, I want to open the door to my hometown, only to find the door locked. It seems that no one is home. I rang the doorbell several times. I keep regretting that I took the key to my old house, left it in the apartment, and didn't take it out. I also called my mother, but no one answered. Are you going shopping? Where are you going? I waited at the gate of my hometown for a while, until the time to make an appointment with a friend is approaching. Neither parent came back. No way. In the end, he went directly to the meeting place. At night, I texted my mother. Where did they go today? But got us today. Didn't go anywhere. Reply to being at home all day. Tell him the phone's call history. There should be my missed call. The mother replied, there is no such record. Did you call somewhere else? In these conversations, the atmosphere between me and my mother, it gets a little scary. Become completely inappropriate to ask him things. I had to think of the next plan, and I happened to be on TV. I see a program being introduced. Festival of banishing paper figures into rivers. A bad idea came to mind. I wish the former Japan was still on Hindu's Day 3/3. Put paper dolls into the sea, or river rafting. Send the pain and disaster of the body to the pillar of the finger, all transferred to the identification. Follow the river to pray for safety and health. Some current shrines. The temple still has such activities, but instead of asking for relief in the past, nowadays, most people write your wishes on paper. Take this prayer from the gods. By the way, just put it in the water. It takes about 10 minutes to walk from my apartment. One summer, Clearwater Park, where many families come to escape the summer. If it's there, it should be able to deceive people. Throw away the doll smoothly. Around 10 p.m., it feels like a good time. Guilty me. He took the doll and set off for the river. I went down the stairs near the river. Hold the doll. Sorry. I silently apologized to him in my heart. The moment I was about to put the doll in the river. Hello? No way. How could you throw something like that in the river? I was caught on a patrol. After that, I was severely reprimanded by Mr. Vision. I stumble at last. Once again, I have to put the doll to bring home and I went home, and I had my eye on the doll. Think about it. This is what I always asked my ex-boyfriend to do. I finally got the doll he promised to give me. Did he inject something? I can't get rid of his resentment. Think of this. I don't know why. I got a little scared. After that day, I thought about it for several more days. How can I throw away the doll? The result is final. I've come up with a slightly less good solution. Since it is reasonable and not possible, then go to the mountains. Therefore, the holiday after that, I decided to ride a bicycle. The entrance to a hiking trail. It takes about half an hour by car. This trail, I want to circle this hill and then come down. If I want to go to the top of the mountain, it will take about half a day, but if only to the ramp where you can discard this doll. If you turn back, it only takes about an hour. You can come back. I put the doll in the back bag, get on my bicycle. I rode for about 10 minutes. I was hit by a car at an intersection. I flew out with a person and a car and fell into the road. In a fading consciousness, I saw that doll fly out of my backpack and rolled in front of me before I lost consciousness. And there was this doll. I can clearly see that the doll's mouth is moving. And he said to me, "I won't leave you." I've regained consciousness in a quiet hospital bed. I look to the right. In the event of an accident, my belongings scattered all over the place. I don't know who helped me pick them up, and I saw my mother sorting it out. My personal belongings. Mom heard the sound of me trying my best to squeeze it out. Mother came back after seeing me regain consciousness. The mother was so happy that tears welled up in her eyes. I couldn't care less about that doll and asked my mother to show me the contents of the box. The police said it was left at the scene of the accident. "All your belongings are here." In the box my mother showed me. "That doll is not available." "Great, it's not in there." I breathed a sigh of relief. "Slowly turn your head to the left." I saw the doll sleeping right in front of my eyes. I was so afraid that I forgot the pain in my body, trying my best to escape from that doll. But my body is powerless. Can't move. "Mom, this doll." Mom saw me screaming and explained, "Yeah, when you were brought to the hospital, hug him very hard. Doctors and nurses, everybody said, just to take him away from you. If you take it away, it will waste a lot of effort, because you seem to cherish him very much. Mom will help you put him next to the pillow. I'm with you." After being said that, I've given up completely. I always feel that if I continue to want to live, if you want to throw away this doll, maybe he will kill him one day. I want to live so much. Decided. I'm going to live with the doll from now on. Barbershop. I'm in my 30s. As a typical single man, I live in a normal apartment building, a private railway station in a certain area, 10 minutes walk north. I just moved here after commuting 3 days ago. Every morning, I will be from the apartment, walk south a gentle slope to the station, then go to work from there. There will be a small Arch King on the way. This 7th floor street. It has existed since the Showa era, and forgotten by the times. All kinds of stores 0-time ratio, but a lot of them had the blinds closed. It looks like it's closed. There is no such thing as a lively commercial street at all. That sense of lively live performance. Is the business district like a creature? She went through puberty. Old age finally comes to an end. There is a barbershop near the arcade exit. The facade of this store is only 3 meters. This is a 2-story building. I don't know if the 2nd floor is where I live. There is a promised red and blue sign pole in front of the store, but it has stopped. As a parent, the person who owns a barbershop in a rural shopping district, there's something about this store that caught my attention. There is a sliding door in the middle of the front of the store. On the left is a dark white wall, and on the right is an all-glass display. But it's dirty, and the situation in the store is vague. After opening, I went into that window and looked inside the alley. Maybe in the waiting area, by the window, there is an oval glass table. There's like a stack of basic magazines on it. There is a black sofa nearby. When I passed by, this store is always closed. I don't know if it's still on. Well, I walked by this store at 6 in the morning, usually get home around 8 p.m. So when I passed by this store, I think it must be out of business hours. I'll tell you after I move. It's a Sunday afternoon. Almost a week has passed. I decided to take a walk around my apartment. Now think about that. Today is my first walk here at noon. As I walked along the gentle slope between the old houses, like my usual commute, I saw the entrance to the arcade. Above the entrance is a huge, rusty arched glowing signs. It says welcome to Sunrise Shopping District. I don't know why. As soon as you step into Kilu, my heart suddenly became depressed. Like a dark cloud. Yes, that heavy feeling. It's like I accidentally stumbled into some ruins in the mountains. Empty. Old cheap BGM looming from somewhere. When I suddenly looked up, I see the ceiling in the distance. Ominous music was playing in the windows. Many shops on both sides are closed. Shoe shop, kimono shop, stores that are still open, such as grocery stores. Seems a little depressed. Several shopkeepers are standing in front of their shop, stunned. When I walk in the middle of the arcade, he's been following me, as if he were in the near future. Looking at Marabita, when you finally approach the exit of the arcade, you will see the barber shop. I stopped in front of the store. He glanced at it casually. The marker is still standing. I tried to open the central door in front of the store. He doesn't move at all. Maybe it's because he's locked up. I guess they're out of business after all. The display window to the right of the door is as dirty as ever. The store looked empty. Oval glass table. Magazines are piled on top. However, I noticed something. Strange phenomena that didn't seem to exist before. What is this? I was thinking, and as I go, I look at the windows a little bit more closely. I was terrified. Is this a mannequin head? He placed it casually on the right edge of the glass table. Yes, this is you. Often seen in barber shops and beauty salons. Because of the dirt on the windows, he looks blurry. But he was creepy, because he has brown hair and a white face. His mouth was half open. It's like I'm staring at you. Yesterday morning and when I passed by this store before, I didn't expect such a thing. So does anyone still come in and out of this store? Or think of this. I feel a chill down my spine. Get out of here. The next day after work, I followed the usual route. Walked from the station to my apartment. As I approached the exit of that arcade, I see about 100 meters ahead. There is a shining lamp, red light. What is this? As I continue to walk, I noticed a police car parked on the side of the road, and a small group of people. It bothers me, but I was tired from work that day, so it passed. The next day, I was on my way home. I asked the owner of Gongland Shoe Store again. He found it in the barber shop. A woman's head. What does that mean? It is understood that the woman is the wife of the man who owns the barber shop. The whereabouts are still unknown. The madness seen in daily life. It sends a chill down my spine. Surgery. This morning. Early in the morning. Director Jung of the hospital. Just focus on the best expert in this hospital. Called to the office. Ning Yan just entered. Director Jung immediately asked him to sit down politely. Pour him a glass of water. Ning Yan, the hospital arranged for you. To our friend the mayor, next Monday. His son had a heart operation. Get ready. Here you go. Here's the patient information. Then she gave Ning Yan an A for a piece of paper. Ning Yan looked down at the piece of paper. A name comes into view. Why is Tian Zheng him? Ning Yan was shocked. How could it be him? That's impossible. Ning Yan's thoughts drifted to the era of college. College love always comes so fast, so suddenly. Outstanding female student in medical school. Inexplicable. Fell in love with a punk named Tianzeng. This love can't be said to be vigorous. Can't say before the flower. The greatest happiness of two people is reading together in the library, eat together, save money together, and teach him the cost of postgraduate entrance examination. Graduated from college. He went to graduate school. He became a doctor in a hospital. Make money for him to study. Another 3 years in a flash. He has graduated from graduate school. At this time, he was left in one of the largest hospitals in the room. Become a doctor. Once this person has status, will change the heart of this matter. A little subtle change. After all, I can be regarded as a person of status. I work at the biggest hospital in the country. The boyfriend is unknown in the county hospital. The doctor walked with him. Sisters say he doesn't deserve me. I don't know how to dress for a day, like a country bumpkin. So what? On a stormy night, would rather leave without saying goodbye. This is another 3 years, until today. He just remembered this past memory, holding that piece of paper, because of the guilt towards Tianzun. The choking hand trembled a little. No, it can't be his. Look at Ning Yan's movements. Director Zhang is very strange. Ning Yan, what's wrong with you? Are you feeling unwell? What are you trembling about? Oh no, it's nothing. The director, it's nothing. I'll go first. Ning Yan wanted to go to the ward to have a look. Is it the same him? It's in the intensive care unit on the 3rd floor. Ning Yan fell ill as her attending doctor. The moment you enter the room. At a glance, I saw a man lying on the hospital bed. Gaunt face, sallow face. More than a dozen catheters are inserted into the body. Inject various fluids into that man's body. Ning Yan's pupils suddenly constricted. It's him. The mayor's friend's son. He left the hospital with mixed emotions. It was like knocking over a 5-flavor bottle in his heart. I can't tell what it feels like, say Stone, to cover the cost of a day in that intensive care unit. It's 1/3 of his monthly salary. This shows that, how rich is the Tianj, or how rich his dad's friends are. Is that the mayor? Ning Yan only felt that her heart was empty. I seem to have missed a lot. If you hadn't left, not without saying goodbye. Now, if at first, unfortunately, there are no ifs in the world. And finally, I thought about it. Ning Yan always feels that if Tianzun gets better, you must hate yourself so much that you will definitely take revenge on yourself. Although he is the pillar of this hospital, but the other party is the mayor's person. How can my arm twist my thigh? And finally, I would rather drink milk tea and insert the straw hard. A vicious plan emerged in my mind. Time flies. It will soon be the day of Tianzhang's surgery. Through observation these days, Mingyan knows. In fact, Tianzhang is still aware of the outside world. It's just that the heart pressure is too low. There's no way to react. But it does feel like when giving an injection, his hand will contract slightly. For example, when you talk to him, he looks angry. There was a hint of anger on his face. Let Ning Yan make up her mind to get rid of innocence. In the operating room, Ning Yan carefully cut open Tianzhang's chest. Find the heart part, hesitating with a scalpel. In fact, Tianzhang's condition is not serious. Just do an operation to remove the dead tissue. So Ning Yan hesitated slightly, aimed at the necrotic tissue. Right after him, The moment the scalpel touches dead tissue, Tianzeng frowned slightly. I feel like I'm in pain. Seeing Tianzhen's expression, Ningyan let out a cry of surprise. Anesthesia and failure. The patient has entered a state of semi-anesthesia. Although the words shouted were full of anxiety, but Ningyan was very happy. Before the surgery begins, after Ningyan injected the anesthetic, using observation of patients as a justification, and she sent all the nurses away, pulls another injection out of his pocket, inject a needle of colorless liquid into Tianzeng's vein, pull another feather out of the cuff, gently scratched the soles of Tianzeng's feet. He has a good grasp. It makes Tianzeng feel itchy. Didn't wake him up from the anesthesia. So here's a scene in the operating room. Tianzeng anesthesia failed, and that colorless liquid, it is a gift that I would rather prepare for Tianzeng. It amplifies the pain, because as a former lover, he knew Tianzeng is most afraid of pain. Semi-anesthetized, he's instantly awake, can be under the action of colorless liquid. Feel, it's 10 times more painful than a normal surgery without anesthetic. Even more, but under the action of an anesthetic, won't wake up. It's impossible to move a finger, or endure great pain and bear it, or you can't stand the pain and die on the operating table. Swallowing feathers stimulate Tianzeng on the operating table. He's semi-anesthetized. Sure enough, Tianzun was sweating all over. Ningyan deliberately slowed down under her hand. The moment the dead tissue has just been removed, Tianzhen's electrocardiogram was in a cacophonous alarm. Turn into a straight line. Dean, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I'd rather keep my head down and look guilty. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. After all, anesthesia and awakening during surgery, no one can meet. Don't blame yourself too much. Go back and have a good rest. Come back to work next week. The dean, as a doctor, naturally knows. Awakening from anesthesia. There is a 1% chance that it will occur during surgery. If you want to blame, you can only blame Tianzeng's bad life. The will is not strong enough. It never occurred to him. All of this is manipulated by Ning Naomi Shou. Ning Yan left the dean's office. I felt relieved. Finally got rid of it. He stretched. Stretch in half. Suddenly, his eyes turned black, and he fell. Ning Yan, do you want to get better soon? If anything happens to you, we won't have anyone at that moment. The dean put on his gloves anxiously. You don't usually pay attention to your body either. I didn't even know I had kidney failure. Fortunately, he passed out in front of my office. The hospital found a kidney source for you. You're about to go into the operating room. I'll give your assistant anesthesia later. Mingyan opened her eyes and saw the dean preparing for surgery. Obviously for myself. Renal failure. He was terrified. Is that surgery really dangerous? After the dean injected Ningyan with anesthesia, I talked about it for a while. Let the nurses do the preparation work, and I went out to get ready. At this time, Ningyan looked at the ceiling. How could I possibly have kidney failure? Does this mean that you can't live for your own sins? Just when Ningyan anesthetic Zodiac was about to fall asleep, vaguely saw a person coming in, wearing white clothes, holding a feather in his hand. In Ningyan, I was lucky enough to buckle it and go out the door. Ningyan began to be afraid. That body shape, he's all too familiar. Is that Tianzeng? Too late to fear. He fell into a deep sleep. A meeting room that cannot be opened. This is when I first became a newcomer to the society and applied for a job. The story of the Ice Age. The company that was successfully hired at that time. It's one room, a trading company with about 10 presidents, although overtime is often required. But since I'm a new member, I can get off work at a regular time almost every day, and others in other companies. Friends who are employed think that I always have to work overtime when I first start work. Really stupid compared to them. I think my treatment should be very enviable. About half a year after I started working here, finally understand the big and small things in the company. The president is mostly at noon or near. Those who return to the company late, not very familiar with what kind of person he is. On the other hand, always in the company, the waiter always takes great care of me. It's also nice to other subordinates, including me. From the words of the people around you, can also feel. Everyone respects and loves the substitute. Everyone relies on him very much. He is a trustworthy person, people. Thanks to this substitute, I didn't know anything about working in a trading company. I quickly became someone who could be on my own. Low number of overtime. Bosses are good people. There are no problem people around. I really think I found myself in a great company. But there's one thing that really bothers me, because it is a small trading company. It's a rental. The first floor of a residential building is open for business. One of them is not in use. Nanjing nails are always hanging on the door. Live in a locked room. From a visual inspection, the closed room. It should be a room with about 10 tatami mats. Live in a 2-size meeting room. Since I joined the company, the room has never been opened. Fortunately, because there are other conference rooms here. Usually when guests come, they use the conference room as a reception room. When there is a retelling meeting, there is no need to use it specially. The closed room. Therefore, usually we will make a special corner of the office. Use it to store chairs. I don't know why. Mr. Y next door to me suddenly said, "Why don't you use that room?" And I don't know whose boyfriend has heard of it. It feels kind of awful. It's closed because it's dangerous, and in my understanding, it may be offline, or the ceiling falling, etc. The missing relationship of this type of architecture, so put up a big lock to keep people out. Autumn goes to winter. As the seasons change, gradually when it gets dark soon, I finally met. First time, I stayed alone to work overtime, because it is a trading company relationship, to communicate with overseas, etc. Therefore, cooperate with the time difference and the operation of the other party. Sometimes there are situations where you need to work in the middle of the night. I think I can handle the relationship on my own. Just today, assign me to work overtime alone to complete the work. Looking at no one in the dark office, thinking that I am finally on my own. I am a staff member, not only proud, a little excited, after being busy for a while. Finally around 10:30 p.m., completed assignments with overseas clients. While sorting out the information, suddenly there was a click. The loud sound of opening the door. At first I thought it was someone and forgot to take it, and came back to get something. However, when I realized that voice, it's the room that's never been opened. When it comes, instantly feel a strong sense of terror, and got goosebumps. The building itself has no guards, and I don't know what's on the other floors. And I just stood there, staring at that door for a few minutes. When I went back to my office to count the minutes, gradually calmed down. Could someone have run in? And accidentally got locked in by the fog. And I thought this as I walked in the door. That's when I heard a knot. Listening carefully, A small, barely audible female voice said, "Please open the door." Then the girl said it again. "There's a key in the away drawer. We all know about the waiter. Now I think it should be our company inside, or a relationship person." So I thought I'd just open the door anyway. Sure enough, as the woman said, it's really in the valet's drawer. Find the key to the big lock on the door. After opening the door with that key, I heard a sweet, dry laugh, and it's more terrifying than what I just felt. Feeling even more terrifying fear. Hair direct statement. At that moment, for some reason the fluorescent lights in the office started flashing. It becomes difficult to see around, and I was on a darkened floor, thinking no matter what, let's run away first. Turn your head in the direction of the exit. A person wearing OL clothing, walking there lightly, but that woman's head, but facing directions that normal people cannot face, and shaken, even in the dark. It can also be clearly seen from the silhouette. I hurried towards the direction of the elevator. Finally reached the elevator entrance. When I keep pressing the floor button, the elevator comes up slowly from EF, but it's so slow, I can't wait. Keep hitting the button to go downstairs, and I hope in my heart that it will be faster. I saw that I just stormed out the door. The door, 10 meters away. Door opened. I see the one with the head tilted is out. I can't wait any longer. I gave up the idea of using the elevator to go downstairs. Instead, run directly downstairs from the stairs next to it. Although the floor is not high, but the stairs are very difficult to walk. Now think about that. At that time, that state may have flashed to the waist. So let's just say that he was in a hurry, holding the wall and running downstairs quickly. Finally got out of the building safely. Look up and look up. The floor where our office is located. The figure of a woman appears. After I came out of the building, immediately made a call to the section chief. I'm on the phone thinking. Suddenly called and said something strange. The section chief will probably be scared too. But then I thought about it. Maybe I just wanted someone to talk to. The section chief was surprised and understood the situation very well. He only said that he would contact the president because I want to take time off the next day. I called the section chief again, but the section chief told me because there is a ceremony to remove Zero. If it's okay, I hope you can come too. The next day seems to be because of the president. I want to finish the FA meeting quickly in the morning when I go to work. There happened to be a man dressed as a god in the office. I seem to have seen the room that is usually not opened. This is what I heard from the warehouse. About a year ago, it seems that there is a female member in that closed room. He hanged himself. Although it is a blessing to know that the substitute customer is a blessing, but because he was attracted by the tenderness and character of the customer. That girl put forward a request to interact with the customer. Finally, it was rejected by the customer. He committed suicide a few days later. Therefore, after the suicide, from time to time at night from that conference room. Strange sound. It's scary. The captain will install a big lock on the door. Make that room look unusable. After the ceremony, no more strange sounds were heard at night. The company also stipulates, if there is only one person working overtime at night, overtime is not allowed. So far, that room, on the door of the conference room that cannot be opened, still locked the big lock.